Same for
What I'm
Philadelphia.
saying in the sense of Ben Simmons, right? You got good players around you. You know what I mean? You have a developing squad around you. You got Joel Embiid, who
To me, is inconsistent. when
is
it comes to
inconsistent.
postseason. But now they got Al Horford, his kryptonite,
You
so
know,
it's like,
Yeah, that's another
so
thing.
maybe
you know,
like
it's just like,
Joel Embiid can learn off Al Horford.
well, that's the
vice
thing.
versa,
And that's the thing.
you know?
I don't think Philadelphia is where he needs to be if Joel Embiid is still on the team. All right, and this is me personally. If I was the Sixers, I would. If I'm trading either one of those two, I'm trading Joel before I ever trade Ben.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, because
I agree with
Joel
that.
has the chronic knee issues. Look what Ben Simmons did not last year, the year before that. They had like a long winning streak, okay? Joel Embiid was out for a majority of that streak, and you saw Ben Simmons carrying the fort, and they played a different style and different system where the offense ran through him, and they just surrounded him with a bunch of shooters. You saw him at his absolute best. We saw it again last year against the Brooklyn Nets in the playoffs. Remember when coming off a Game 1 loss in Philly, there's already a lot of pressure coming off of that when you're the higher seed, and on top of that you're the home team getting the first 2 games at home, coming back for game 2 at home. Not only would the Philly have pressure because a lot of people picked them coming out of the East, but also Joel Embiid was hurt. Also the game before that, Ben Simmons had like a terrible game, like he scored under 10 points. And Ben Simmons had a game of his life and literally took over game 2 on his own with Joel Embiid out, and they wound up dominating the game. Looked like an all-star player. I don't know. When it comes to Ben Simmons and the way he looks like not even a good role player with Joel Embiid when it comes to the playoffs.
Well, maybe that's what.
But he looks like a great player without him.
Maybe that's what the Sixers are planning to do
But
now.
both of them are on 2 max contracts.
It's crazy.
And Horford's not going to replace Joel because Horford's older than Joel. Horford's
Well,
this is his last big contract.
What I'm saying is, because I agree with you, I would rather keep Ben Simmons
I
over.
think Ben Simmons is about to be the face of the league.
Oh,
I think he's going to
I
be
don't
the
know if
best
the
player in
face
the
of the
league.
league,
I think
but-
he's going to be the next like LeBron James if given the opportunity to dominate and have a team like
and
he
he's
did.
not going to have the opportunity.
Because
with
that's
Sixers.
what because
It's
he
not-
plays.
it's not gonna
No,
happen.
with the
He plays
Sixers
like
he will.
LeBron.
With the
It's not
Sixers
the
he
Sixers
will.
now.
But the only issue,
the head coach is garbage. Organization's garbage.
Trust me. If Ben Simmons is going to be the player that people are expecting him to be, he'll have authority over who the head coach is.
People don't expect him to be that much because they were throwing dirt on him last year.
Well, that's the fans. As soon as
So personally, they did a smart choice by signing him that the max contract. But also, what are you doing when you have Joel Embiid?
Well, that's what I'm
This
saying.
puts
Yeah,
a lot
they're
of
gonna-
pressure.
I
This
think they're
puts a
going
lot
to
of
trade.
pressure on
I would.
Philly.
Yeah,
This
no
puts a lot of
doubt.
pressure on him because now you committed to him. So that means you have to do everything in your power to make sure it works with Ben Simmons and he looks the best he can possibly look. And if everything we're talking about is true that Ben Simmons plays better without Joel, you got a lot of pressure on yourselves or the Philly management.
Well, that's what I'm
Because
saying.
if you're Elton Brand and that Philly front office, you got a lot of work at it.
Well, that's
If
what
you
I'm
think-
saying. You trade him.
No,
you
but
would
if you
trade
think-
Joel. He has trade value. People would trade for him.
Yeah, but with this arthritic, listen.
I don't
If
think
they
there'll be
put
a
up,
lot.
here's the thing. Here's the thing that might be bad though. If you put Joel on the trade block, teams are gonna wonder why. Okay.
Of
And they're
course.
gonna look into it.
Negatives.
That's another way. Like yeah. So they're gonna look into that knee, and if what we've seen, what has been the theme? What has been the theme of the
I
summer
don't even
throughout
think
these last
it's-
few weeks with Iggy coming out and telling the media and going out on the Breakfast Club and calling out basically the Warriors and their doctor saying, "Oh, you misdiagnosed
Yeah.
my injury. Oh, KD, what we just saw from him in the Achilles in the NBA Finals, you misdiagnosed my injury." Trust me, the minute you put Joel on the trade block, you're gonna have little scouts, little undercover FBI, little
To me, it's
little
not more
gnats.
so the health. It's
just
more
finding
so,
out the real medical condition with him.
To me, it's
And
not all about the health. You
It
know?
is. How is
to
it
me,
not?
it's not about the health.
To me, it's not about
What are you
anything
saying? He's
else.
just not as
it's
good
more
at-
so the fact
Joel
of him
is
being
that player.
cuddled. It's him being cuddled.
On top, yeah, but he's not. He has arthritic knees. If that's the case.
Look, if he had arthritic knees, then he wouldn't even be in that jersey. I think he shows you like that he's healthy. I think that's just something for people to
No,
grab
but
on.
see, this is the thing, and I'm telling you, coming for having knee injuries as well, you could have a stretch of having months
Yes.
of not feeling anything.
Yes.
And then you can have a stretch again of months of pain because of what you just did those straight months. So that's the thing when it comes to these knee injuries.
You got to give him a break.
But
you got to give him breaks.
He's a big man too, man. He's a 7-footer.
But his first 2 years in the league, where was he? He was getting medical treatment.
That's my point. That's why the injury is the most important thing with him.
And that's the thing is
nobody's questioning his game. Especially now without Horford. On Boston, nobody's questioning his game. The only thing I was questioning was, can you get by Al Horford if you met up in a playoff series? You have to make a decision to me. At some point, I think at some point this year.
Well, I think what will happen if it's the same thing.
Elton Brand, make the right choice. Don't.
Oh no! At this point, it's not Ben or Joel. It's gonna be Joel.
Oh, who leaves?
Yeah.
Or you pick to be the face of your franchise.
Oh, it's gonna. Oh, okay. The pick to the face of the franchise. Yeah, it's gonna be Ben Simmons.
Yeah,
has to be. The way I look at it is you play Joel one more year. How they are. Right? They're playing. I mean, they've had enough time to play together. If they can't figure this out this year, then I'm putting Joel on the trade block.
So I relate Ben to LeBron in this fashion. To me, this is how I look at LeBron. LeBron, I don't see ever fitting in a system. He has to be the system on your team, or I don't 100%. See him. He's not good at being a secondary guy playing off the ball, not being the number one option on whatever team. We've seen that throughout his whole career. And we've seen that glimpses, like I've seen a trend of that with Ben Simmons when he's not the focal point on a team.
All Elton Brand has to do is literally
you got to build a team about Ben. You can't bring in You can't bring in stars to just be stars with Ben Simmons.
I know.
You need them to fit with
well,
Ben
that's the
Simmons.
thing. I think Philly was trying to build a team around Embiid.
Yeah.
They were trying to build it around Embiid. Now that train is over. You got to start building it around Ben.
In order for Ben Simmons to succeed in the NBA long term and be as great as we all think, he has to be the number one option on a team. There can't be any questions about that.